Everybody doing today? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to A Counselor's Journey to Private Practice, the YouTube channel. So this video is all about common questions that people have with writing immigration evaluations. You are someone out there and you're looking at, can I write immigration evaluations? Am I able to? How do I add this to my practice? I want to go over just a couple of common questions to be able to put you at ease, kind of relax, feel comfortable, and then move forward in your journey of writing immigration evaluations, of adding it to your niche. So start with the first one. Do I got to speak the language? Do I have to be bilingual in order to write these immigration evaluations? And typically, we may think that we need to. We may think that we need to because there's that connection between the immigration evaluation being connected to an individual who was born outside of the U.S., right? So if it's me, born in the Dominican Republic, and I'm doing, let's say, a U visa, and I live here now in the U.S., maybe from your end, you're kind of looking at, well, what if I don't speak Spanish? How am I going to work with one? Now, what I want to give you is a black and white response. Translators, right? Translators do that for us. So yes, you're able to write immigration evaluations. It's just really knowing that, you have resources around you. The next question that people have is, what do I need to do? What do I need to have? What credentials do I need to have to write an immigration evaluation? And typically, this question comes in several responses. Overall, you do want to be licensed. So that's one. You want to be able to cover your butt. That's two. Cover your butt meaning that you have malpractice. You're connecting with like HPSO, one of those insurance like businesses to make sure that you are just covered to that degree. And then there's a couple of areas that I like to look at as well. Number 3, it doesn't hurt having a conversation with the attorney. Be clear and transparent. Hey, attorney, this is my credentials. Will my credentials be, what you're looking for? And they're going to have, the response for you and be able to share that with you. Another one you could look at too is communicating with your board. If you're licensed in whatever state, communicate with the board and say, hey, person professionals of the board, this is the service that I'm looking to provide. Am I able to provide it? And then you can also look at your code of ethics. Mine's under the ACA, American Counseling Association. So in there, it goes into an evaluation, it goes into dual relationship, it goes into psychotherapy, and that kind of gives us that guidance as far as, what we can do versus what we cannot do. Another common question that we have is, can I provide assessments? And there, it's a great question. Can you provide assessments? There's the website Pearson Clinical. Check out Pearson Clinical. They do a good job of just kind of keeping things simple as far as this is level, I think it's through tiers like A, B, and C. But basically, if you're like at a master's level versus a PhD or a psychologist, some inventories you're able to do, some inventories you're not able to do. If you find yourself in a position where you're wanting to do one, but you're not able to do it, there are, there's savvy ways around these things where you can, utilize your resources. Again, so I'll give you an example. Let's say that I am doing an evaluation and I want to give someone an inventory that I am not, I don't have the stature, if you will, the status to give them. I can refer that individual to Bob, who is, let's say, a psychologist and focuses on testing. And then Bob can provide that test. And then once they do that, they can come back this way with a release of information, of course, and then I could document that within the evaluation. So that kind of gives us that, okay, I don't need to know everything. I don't need to do everything. And the last one I'll share with you before you hop off, I know you got things to do, is, do I have the training to be able to write an immigration evaluation? And the answer to that, at least from my perspective, is yes. And I'll share why with you. You went through graduate school, right? Yes. Or you're going through it, right? And you're going to get your credentials and your license and whatnot. Now, a lot of your graduate work courses go into engaging in assessments, being able to do an MSE, right? Inventories, checklist, diagnosis, dual diagnosis, courses on report writing, intake process. You probably had courses that went into how to role play, through a therapy session. You probably had mock sessions that you did. So there's a lot of preparation work that takes place. What you're doing is you're essentially gathering all of that, and you're pulling the variables that connect to writing an immigration evaluation. So then I give you an example. Let's say that you decide to stick to the trauma evaluations, right? And in one of your cases, a U visa. Well, part of a U visa means that you may have to give them an inventory. So then you dig back into your prior knowledge during grad school and you're like, well, I had a class on inventories and assessments. I remember the PCL5, right? The PTSD one. I can give them that one, where I can do a GAD7 and kind of evaluate if there's any anxiety taking place, which connects to trauma, right? Right under the PTSD area. That's how we connect those dots. And there's plenty of dots that you can connect, but I kind of just wanted to give you a couple there. So thank you for being here. I do think that, not I do think, I love that you're interested in this work. I do. I was born outside the U.S. and it's amazing to see the opportunities that we have granted here. It's also amazing to see all you clinicians, all you. I'm in North Carolina in the South, so it's probably why you got a little bit of that. It's amazing to see your interest and your involvement and advocacy. Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for showing up, for trying. I know that working in these cases can be very difficult. You hear stories that can break you down and leave you at home, crying and really being affected by it. So thank you for, working diligently and for showing up and doing the very best that you can. If you haven't done so already, I ask for kindness almost just about every end of these videos to subscribe, to share it with other counselors in the area that you think will benefit from the videos. That way we can grow our community here on this YouTube channel. Take care. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.